probably going to be some crazy takes in here. Let me just get my crazy takes out the way. Tatum is better than your favorite player. Derrick Rose would be better than Curry if he didn't get hurt. If Tracy McGrady could have stayed healthy, he would be in the GOAT debate with Kobe and LeBron. Kobe accomplished more than Jordan with less. These Facebook comments? Draymond Green was in the right place at the right time. Golden State would have the same success with virtually any defensive-minded player. That LeBron is intentionally tanking the Lakers' value so he and Rich Paul can buy the team.
What happened to Tendy/Justin? Pay attention to how when Tendy disappeared,
Bro,
Justin
Tendy was just here
too. They were def the same nigga.
LeBron not even considered great if he wasn't as big physically as he is. Russell Westbrook needs to be benched. Luka is better than Trey. Iverson top 10 all time. Some crazy takes. I love Iverson. He's not top 10. Kevin Durant. Klay Thompson is more valuable to a team than Kevin Durant is. These niggas is just chatting, bro. This is literally chatting. Steph isn't actually that good. He just perfected a skill that the NBA player had never seen before and utilized it. That also doesn't make sense because why can no one else shoot the basketball like him? It doesn't make sense. These are crazy. These are insane takes. Actually insane takes.
NBA fandom is a place full of bad takes. Some are
bro.
Others are a bit worse.
That Giannis shit was stupid as fuck.
All NBA fans
Some of the
have
stupidest
bad
shit
takes,
ever.
or rather hot takes. Opinions on the NBA that most would probably disagree with, but some may just see where you're coming from. And the other day, while scrolling through Facebook, I came across a post asking NBA fans to share their wildest opinions. Now, I saw this and knew I should have kept scrolling. It would have undoubtedly been the best thing for my mental health, but instead...
Y'all grandmama still be on Facebook? Going stupid? I never had a Facebook. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even when I was young, I didn't have a Facebook. But I know some of y'all grandmas be on Facebook. You know, throwing that gussy back.
Instead, I got curious.
What up, Dante?
I had to see just how bad or good some of these opinions were. I was not disappointed. Okay, so let's start with
LeBron won his last championship.
Say
I don't think that's a crazy
at your
take.
local barbershop and watch how quickly a room full of civilized adults becomes a cage match over a man they've never met. This user says that LeBron has won his last championship. And I'm compelled to agree with this, but honestly, no one knows. If you can recall back to 2015, after the Cavaliers lost to the Warriors, many people said the same thing then. LeBron would never win another championship, he needs a super team to win a title, yada yada yada. And then the very next season he won another title.
It was rigged.
Even worse after LeBron and the Lakers missed the playoffs in 2019. Now, I know y'all can recall this hysteria. People proclaiming LeBron.
I miss Max on First Take. I'm not gonna lie.
Again, like they were some sort of basketball fortune teller. And then the very next season, LeBron and the Lakers pretty much walked their way to a championship. Will LeBron win another championship?
But LeBron winning his last championship is not a crazy take
like
at this point.
50-50. We've seen this,
but it could happen.
And one thing I've learned for certain is to never count out LeBron James. Apparently, others have yet to come to the same conclusion. Now, this next take sounds pretty absurd.
Tim Duncan had a more
There's
successful
actually some validity
career.
here. This guy says that Tim Duncan had a more successful career than Kobe and should always be placed higher than Kobe.
Always placed is cap. Saying he had a more successful career, they have pretty. They're like if you look at a top 10 list, a lot of people will have Duncan then Kobe. They're pretty similar. They have some of the same accolades. I'm not gonna get mad if you put Duncan above Kobe. I probably wouldn't, but I'm not gonna get mad if you do.
Kobe on all-time lists. Is this a bad take? Well, let's look at the numbers. Both Duncan and Kobe have the same amount of championships,
5 chips,
and they both have the same
2
number
MVPs.
of all-NBA team selections. Timmy has more regular season MVPs,
more points,
finals
more rebounds,
MVPs,
more assists,
and more
more career
defensive team
wins.
selections. Duncan
And
is
it's not a
arguably
crazy
top
take.
5
It's
defender
just
of all
preference,
time.
really.
But Kobe was a far better scorer and a more dynamic player all around.
You can say Kobe or Tim always had a better team. Like, that's cool and all. Like, Tim Duncan did come into an established team with, you know, an all-star player, but they did get the #1 pick. But also Kobe, like Kobe was playing with probably the best player in the league for 3 years. So yeah, was you born with an extra finger, nigga? No, I have 10 fingers.
They both had long, extremely successful careers, and they both stayed on the same team until the very end. So who had the more successful career? Well, it's really close, but probably Tim Duncan. Again, sounds crazy, but when you look at their careers side by side, the edge goes to Timmy. But That does not mean Duncan belongs higher on all-time lists.
I agree.
All-time lists are not compiled simply off of achievements and accolades. All-time lists should be determined by the full scope of the game. A player's impact, their abilities.
They're both top 10 though. Like, it's really whatever.
Achievements are similar. Kobe was
Doesn't matter to
simply
me.
a better basketball player. In fact,
No, Tim Duncan was that guy.
skill-wise, if we are talking outright basketball skill and ability, Kobe is arguably the most capable and skillful
I think
basketball
Kobe
player
was different,
ever.
man.
And that puts him ahead of Tim Duncan all time.
I remember I used
at
to
least
sit in
my
fucking
opinion.
in the.
Although,
I used to
if
sit in
you
the
have
crib
Duncan
and
ahead of
Nike
Kobe,
ID
I could see
Kobe's.
an
Nigga,
argument
it was
for
really,
Okay,
that
this next
shit
one is
back in the
good,
day.
and I've never thought about it like this, but this user says that Russ and Harden are the definitions of good, bad players.
That nigga just don't
which
like all that hot
actually
dogging or
makes
whatever,
a lot
bro.
of
To be
sense.
honest.
When Russ and Harden are playing good, they're really good. Absolute all-time talents. But when they're playing bad, they are
I mean, Kobe
borderline
played with
liabilities.
Shaq his rookie
Both
year.
are top 75 all-time players, but neither could be the best player on a
That
championship.
nigga
winning
Westbrook
team.
be throwing
I
up
think another way to think
generational
about
bricks.
this
I'm
is
talking
that
shit that
both
could build a
players have
house.
Extremely high ceilings, just as high as about any player ever, but both
Wait, what is? I don't ceiling of some of the best players in the league. Tatum got to be at the top. He got to be right there next to Brown.
players have really low floors. This is nice. Good take. I'm literally gonna act like I never saw this.
Yeah, they capped
But
out for that.
unfortunately, this next one is just about as bad as the last.
Sean Kemp in
This
his prime
user
was just
says
as
that
dominant a
Sean
short force as
Kemp in
Shaq.
his
No, it
prime was
fucking
just
wasn't,
as
nigga. He
dominant
went to
a
the finals
force
and lost to
as
Jordan,
Shaq.
and then he got fat as shit in Cleveland.
Just gonna make sure I understand this correctly. Okay, so there is only one Sean Kemp that ever played in the NBA. Just had to check.
The Rain
Because
Man.
This take is so absolutely appalling. I almost thought there was a phantom player named Sean Kemp that dominated the NBA like Shaquille O'Neal for a decade.
Yeah, they talking that
Guys,
shit. I don't.
Why do we do this?
So that's
why
some
do we
old
have to
nigga from
do this?
Seattle just high as shit
Literally,
off his
For
ass.
not a single moment, for not one single game, was Sean Kemp as dominant as Shaquille O'Neal. And I mean this in the
Sean
most
Kemp got some
literal
decent
way
My Team
possible.
cards back in the day, though.
From the day Shaq entered
cool.
the NBA till the day Sean Kemp retired, there was not a singular moment that Kemp was as dominant as Shaq. Look at this. Their careers overlapped for
Hey, he shitting on that nigga, man. Bro had 1 year where he averaged 0.4 more rebounds. Everything else, he was getting fucked.
11 seasons, and not once
What up, Jimmer?
was Sean Kemp as big of an impact as Shaq was. And before I have a stroke from reading one more
Coincidence.
bad
Fuck
take,
you, bitch.
I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, ExpressVPN.
Hey, get your coins,
Create at
nigga.
home. Central VPN currently gives it to you the amount of they also can watch or a game that you were unable to stream. Well, these issues can be a thing of the past.
Terrible
with
NBA
ExpressVPN.
takes.
Check this out. I want to watch Rick and Case Ice
Shut up,
and 3-roller isn't actually that good.
Yeah, this
Just
is a terrible
skill
take.
the NBA had never seen before.
Can't
and
no nigga shoot that pill like that light-skinned boy, man. Can't nobody shoot that bitch like him. I don't care how long you want to perfect the skill. People comparing Trey to him, they're totally different players. Just because you're light-skinned, smaller, and throw that bitch up from half court don't mean you Steph Curry, nigga. There's a difference, bro. Just because he's in a slump right now, I don't care. There's a difference, bro. There will never be another Steph Curry.
utilized it more often.
All
than
your
before.
takes should be on
And
here.
I see what
Fuck
he's getting
you.
at, but this just isn't how things work. When you perfect a massive aspect of the game, that, by default, makes you good. And the fact that the three-point shot is utilized more now than ever before.
Niggas got Marcus
is
Smart
actually
shooting
a testament
turnarounds.
to
That shit
how
is not
good
sexy.
Stephen Curry is. The man is hitting
Bro,
so
that
many
nigga
threes
Jimmer for that
he's
is a
got
Guangdong
7
legend.
players out here jacking them up.
Nigga let
Just
Taco Fall hit a
praying
three. That was
for
nasty,
one
too.
day they could shoot like Stephen Curry. And the other part of this is that you can really spot a casual NBA fan by their opinion on Steph. People who think all he does is shoot threes are really putting their ignorance
Yo,
on
Lunacy,
full
appreciate a
display.
follow.
Just go ask Joe Harris. Dude can shoot the lights out.
Joe Harris
He
can
ain't
shoot
no
that
Steph
bitch, but he
Curry.
not doing it
Just
like
being
Steph.
good at shooting a lot of threes doesn't get you 2 MVPs. Just like how giving bad takes on a Facebook thread doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. My guy, bad take. And our last take of the day says Giannis is a future top 5 all-time player.
Now that's a take I can get behind. That's a take that I can get behind. No nigga has a better career by the age of 26 than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now there's no guarantee he gets another championship. There's a good chance he could get another MVP this year. There's a good chance he could get another DPOY this year. But for someone to have most improved, DPOY, MVP, championship, finals MVP, some all defensive teams, an All-Star MVP at 26. Like, and he hasn't even gotten into his fucking super team arc yet. You know what I'm saying? Don't let Giannis team up with Tatum or something. It's up.
For those who've been watching,
he could be. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. He could be though.
Really big on Giannis. He's not just great. He's all-time great. Realistically,
Giannis is already like top 25.
And he'd probably be a top 30 player all time. The man just turned 27. That's the same age LeBron was in his second year in Miami. And if we compare both LeBron and Giannis's numbers at the same point in their careers, Giannis is
championship, 2 MVPs. He has a Finals MVP. He has a depoy. LeBron has more All-NBA selections. Giannis has more all defensive teams. LeBron does have more points, but Giannis wasn't a stud, you know, coming out like LeBron.
On track to becoming one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Let Giannis get 2 more of them bitches. We might just have to throw him in there. Embiid is hooping though. I could see Embiid getting MVP too. He did get boxed by AD last night, though. I can't lie.
But let's take a look. I mean, if we compare Giannis's numbers to Bird's and Shaq's, Kobe's, he's right on track. He's still got a long way to go, but he's well on his way. Let me put it like this: if there's any player in the NBA under the age of 30 that could end up top 5 all time,
Giannis deserves every MVP.
It would be Giannis. So in my opinion, good take. But now, I need to see some of the hot takes y'all have. So leave a comment with an NBA opinion that you have that's so crazy, it might just be true. Or might be utter toilet water.
Warriors were never a dynasty. That's an old nigga hating.
And as always, until next time.
73-9 means nothing without a ring. Alright, that's a very good video. What take would I leave in the comments, alright? Paul Pierce, criminally underrated. That's not a hot take, though. It's a fact. Paul Pierce is criminally underrated. And Jason Tatum better than your favorite player. Those are my 2 takes. Simple as that.